There are some intriguing parallels between certain aspects of Scientology and the MKUltra program, though it's important to note that the two are distinct entities with different goals, origins, and methods. That said, some similarities arise in how both deal with altering the mind, controlling behavior, and exploring consciousness. 1. Mind control, behavior modification. MKUltra, one of MKUltra's primary goals was to develop techniques for mind control and behavior modification, often using drugs, hypnosis, and psychological manipulation. The CIA was interested in creating techniques to control subjects' actions and thoughts. Scientology. The organization claims to offer mental and spiritual freedom through its practices, but critics argue that some of its methods, such as auditing and the use of e-meters, exert control over members' minds and behaviors. Critics also point to alleged psychological manipulation within the organization. 2. Exploring the subconscious and conscious mind. MKUltra, the program experimented with various methods, e.g. LSD, hypnosis, sensory deprivation, to alter states of consciousness and access deeper levels of the mind. One goal was to understand how to manipulate or control the subconscious. Scientology. Auditing sessions aim to clear the mind of negative influences, which the organization believes stem from past traumas or engrams buried deep in the subconscious. The goal is to reach a state of clear thought, free from unconscious blocks. Secrecy and controversy. MKUltra, the program was shrouded in secrecy for decades, with most of its records destroyed in 1973. When the details finally emerged, the unethical nature of the experiment sparked outrage. Scientology. The organization has long been criticized for its secrecy, particularly regarding its higher-level teachings, e.g. operating thetan levels, which are not revealed to members until they reach certain ranks. The church is also involved in legal battles, often around issues of secrecy, control, and manipulation. 4. Use of drugs or techniques for mental freedom. At Ultra, the use of drugs like LSD was central to some MKUltra experiments, as the CIA believed these substances could unlock new levels of mental control or freedom. However, the real aim was to exploit these altered states for interrogation or behavior control. Scientology. While Scientology is officially opposed to the use of psychiatric drugs, its methods, such as auditing, claim to achieve mental freedom and spiritual clarity without substances. Some parallels can be drawn in the sense that both claim to liberate the mind, though their approaches and purposes differ significantly. 5. Targeting vulnerable individuals. MKUltra, the program often targeted vulnerable populations, including mental patients, prisoners, and unwitting citizens, for its experiments. Scientology. Critics of Scientology argue that the organization preys on individuals at vulnerable moments in their lives, promising them salvation, mental freedom, and solutions to personal problems, only to exert control over them through its hierarchical structure. 6. Manipulation and control allegations. Both Scientology and MKUltra have been accused of manipulating individuals' minds and lives to achieve their own ends. MKUltra's goals were for national security and intelligence purposes, while Scientology's critics argue that the organization manipulates its members for financial and organizational control. Key differences. MKUltra was a government-funded covert CIA project with a focus on espionage and controlling foreign subjects. Its methods often involved unwilling or unknowing participants and focused on breaking down and controlling individuals. Scientology, on the other hand, is a religious organization and its followers voluntarily undergo its processes, at least in the initial stages. Scientology claims to empower individuals spiritually and mentally, whereas MKUltra sought to dominate the mind for espionage purposes. While both have an interest in the workings of the human mind and consciousness, their intentions, methods, and outcomes are fundamentally different. MKUltra's use of coercion and experimentation contrasts with the voluntary, albeit controversial, practices of Scientology.